Welcome back. Today I want to talk about delayed gratification in meditation and how this is one of the wonderful secrets of life. And let's see how it branches out into everything, how we can see it almost everywhere, and how amazing such a simple thought process can be to engender success in the outside world and in the interior world inside of meditation. So let's get into it. So you probably heard about the wonderful Stanford Marshmallow Experiment. And it's so cute. They put a child at a table and they with a plate and a marshmallow. And they told the child, I'm going to go away for a minute. And if you hold on, don't eat this marshmallow. When I come back, I'm going to give you a second marshmallow. Now, if you want to eat it, you can eat the marshmallow right now. I'm going to leave. It's okay. Go ahead and eat the marshmallow if you want to. But if you wait and I come back and there's still a marshmallow here, I will give you a second marshmallow. And so they let the video camera run, and you see the child, oh man, what do I do? How am I going to stop myself from eating this delicious marshmallow that's right in front of me? And he thinks about it, and they tie up their fingers, and they hold their arms, and they look the other way. Don't look at that marshmallow. And some of them, they eat the marshmallow, it's gone. And some of them sit there and find a way to distract themselves from that marshmallow so that they can just wait a little bit longer so that they can get the prize, get that second marshmallow. Of course, then the experiment continues. I'm going to leave again. And if you don't eat these two marshmallows, I will come back and I will give you two more marshmallows. So for a total of four marshmallows. So now it's even harder. Now there's more pressure because there's two marshmallows involved. It's a wonderful study, and it shows that those kids who learn this lesson of waiting and just being patient and realizing that there's a larger goal than what's right in front of them, that those kids will be more successful in their lives. They'll have a higher paying job, maybe have a lower divorce rate, because they have this idea that there's always something a little bit more that I could be doing. If you've ever played video games or you've played Dungeons and Dragons, you know this concept. I will sit here and I will level up my character and level up my character, and that delayed gratification will allow me to go further in the game at a much easier rate. And so the video game world is quite aware of this delayed gratification. It's a wonderful, wonderful principle. You can see it very deeply in the Christian world. The idea of doing good works, that doing good will lead to positive results. This theme, which is running through the entire Bible, that evil begets evil and good works will eventually will out, that doing good works will eventually create positive results over and over again. And the things that we do against our fellow man will eventually doom us. That there's a mechanism set up that if you live by the sword, well, then you will probably perish by the sword. But if you do good works, then those good works will come back to you eventually. So we have this same principle in the Christian ethic. And you can see it very readily in the idea of karma, of course. This idea that by doing these good works, these good things will come back to me. And in psychology, they call that a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? I'm going to keep doing good works, and I live in a world of good works, and my brain is full of good works. And so from the infinite stream, right? I talked about the waterfall coming down, the Niagara Falls of information. Of that stream, I keep filling my head and I keep filling my being with that good works. And so I seem to pluck out more good things from my own life because I'm living in that world and I'm perpetuating that idea. And so I live in that, right? And so, of course, more of it comes to me automatically. Isn't that amazing? So you can really see this idea, you can really start to see it everywhere when you start to look at it this way. And one of my favorite places that you can so easily see this idea of delayed gratification is in alchemy. So what is alchemy doing? We're going to take lead and we're going to turn it into gold. Well, what a what a great way. We're going to take this one marshmallow, we're going to turn it into two. We're going to take the two marshmallows, we're going to turn it into four. Well, that's an alchemy right there, isn't it? I'm going to sit here with my meditation and this lump of lead that I call my body, and I'm going to turn it into gold with the heart rate variability, resonant breathing, and the four proofs. I'm going to turn my whole life experience into a golden thing because of that interior connection, right? I'm going to lower the heart rate, put my body into a low idle state. And because of that, I will start to feel more of the bliss, the joy, the peace that is in there, that is available for me to grasp. And that's the true story of alchemy. Alchemy is talking about taking the lead of who you are and transforming it into the gold. Of course, there's a physical translation in there as well, but the true alchemy was really talking about this spiritual transformation, this interior transformation. One of my favorite stories about this is Jack in the Beanstalk. They're a very poor family. They don't have much at all. And so the mother asks for an immediate benefit. She says, "Son, take our cow. We must sell him. We must eat. So go sell it for bread and food." And so Jack goes on his way, and along the way, he meets an alchemist. He meets a magician. And the magician says, "I'm going to take your cow off your hands and trade you for these magic beans. And they're really magical. You've got to trust me." And Jack is very happy with this. He takes it home, and his mother's goes ballistic, of course, because this was their life they're playing with. They're not. What do you mean magic beans? And she dashes the beans, of course, and they go down under the floorboards and into the dirt below. And through the night, this magic process starts, and the beanstalk rises. Jack wakes up and the house is half apart because the humongous beanstalk is growing into where? Into heaven. And so he climbs the spiral up above and he finds the house of giants. And isn't that a wonderful description of the right hippocampus, this house of being giant, right? And in that land, he finds the magic harp that sings to him, and he finds the golden goose that lays eggs every day. And so now not only are they listening to the divine music, but there's this physical benefit as well that's beginning to happen with the gold appearing every day. What an amazing story. So you have I'm selling the cow for instant bread, and I'm waiting on these magic beans. And that's really what we're doing in meditation. So we come into it, and well, Forrest told me about the heart rate variability, resonant breathing, and I'm doing it, and I'm getting this tiny little bean of the fourth, one of the four proofs. And it doesn't seem that big, right? But we sit there and we sit there and we sit there with it, and it gets a little bigger and it gets a little bigger. And then we have a freeze response, and then we enter into the tranquil breath. And wow, this is starting to compound, right? And it's that compounding that really makes the magic. All because you had the smarts and the will and the desire to watch it unfold. You had that principle of delayed gratification, and it will benefit every area of your life. This idea of waiting for the good thing will benefit every single sector of your life. And so there's not only all these wonderful things that are going to happen, we're going to transmute the lead of ourselves into gold through these processes, right? Not only that, but we are transforming our psychology into something more patient and more intentional, more purposeful, more meaningful. And so you walk through your whole life with all of that improved psychology, and you're going to see it blossom in your relationship. You're going to see it blossom in your friendships. You're going to see it blossom in your work. It's going to start to transform you, and it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So we call that a spiritual inheritance, right? And it's waiting for us, right? That's what I love to point out. There are these houses in the brain, the right hippocampus, the left amygdala. These are the houses in the brain. They're not going anywhere. They're sitting there waiting for you to be able to tap into them. And that's what the big bliss is all about. The big bliss training. It's about how can I tap into that left amygdala? How can I really start to experience some of that bliss, transforming myself from lead into gold? How can I do that? And in that training, you see the roll up, and I think it's a marvelous demonstration. I'm going to be talking more about that roll up, what's really going on there, because everybody talks about energy, but who talks about bliss and who talks about consciousness? Because those are much more important. So we're going to get into that another day, but it's right there waiting for us. It's hidden behind our heart. As we lower the heart rate, the internal experience begins to blossom. We start getting these proofs: the hot and heavy hands, the tingling in the lips, the pressure on the dorsal vagal complex, the tingling in the skin. All of these are glorious proofs that you are awakening your parasympathetic system very deeply through the dorsal vagal complex. And that is the airplane route right up into the brain and into the experience of the right hippocampus, which is expansive. So it's all right there. It's all waiting for us. It's your inheritance. It's not going anywhere. It's all there in your brain waiting for you. So I hope you loved this. If you did, be sure to hit that bell down below so I can see all of you next time.